Hello! Today we will show you how to add animated fog to a photo using Redshift Environment object in Cinema 4D with Redshift. Create a Redshift standard camera by opening the Redshift menu, selecting Cameras and clicking on the standard. Go to the Background tab of the camera. Set the background property to override. Go to the Image property. Load the photo as the background for the camera. And enter the camera by clicking on the square icon to the right of the camera in the Object Manager. Go to the Coordinates tab of the camera. Zero out the px property. Set the py to 160 cm. The camera is usually held at this height. And zero out the pz, rh, and rp properties. If necessary, adjust the horizon level using the RP property. In our case, it will be enough to lower the horizon by 1 degree. To do this, set the RP to 1 degree. The horizon line is positioned correctly. Now let's add a 3D model to the scene. Open the asset browser, search for people, double-click on Couple 01 model, close the asset browser, go to the Coordinates tab of the couple, and set the PZ to 2000 centimeters. It is 20 meters. This is approximately the real distance from the camera to the house in the photo. If the couple looks like to be near the house, then the camera is set up correctly. If this is not the case, select the RS camera in the Object Manager, go to the Coordinates tab, and adjust the PZ property. In our case, no adjustment is required. The camera is set correctly. Create a Redshift DOM light by opening the Redshift menu, selecting Lights, and clicking on the DOM light. Go to the Object tab of the RS DOM light. Open the Asset browser, search for HDRI, and choose the HDRI with color palette that matches the lighting in your photo and also adds some extra atmosphere you want. We will choose the Evening Sunset HDRI, which matches the lighting in our photo and brings some magical and romantic atmosphere. Drag and drop the chosen HDRI into the texture property field of the DOM light and close the asset browser. Open the Redshift menu in the viewport and click on Start IPR to activate the Redshift real-time rendering in the viewport. Select the couple in the Object Manager. Go to the Coordinates tab of the couple. Reduce the PZ to about 700 centimeters to bring the couple closer to the camera. And set the PX to about -200 centimeters to move the couple to the left so it doesn't block the house. Select the DOM light in the Object Manager, go to the Coordinates tab of the DOM light, and adjust the position of the DOM light around the vertical axis by changing the RP property. According to the lighting in the photo, the back and right parts of the couple should be more illuminated. We will set the RH to 10 degrees. Click on the Object tab of the DOM light, go to the General section, increase the intensity to 3.5. You can change the color to add a certain hue to the lighting. We will add a touch of aqua color. And, just in case, uncheck the background box to turn off the visibility of the HDRI background texture. Now let's make a fog. For this, we will first create two planes, horizontal and vertical, that will limit the space for the fog. Create a plane. Go to the Object tab. Set the width and height to 16,000 centimeters. Go to the Coordinates tab and set the PZ to 8,000 centimeters. Then create another plane. Go to the Object tab, set the width to 16,000 centimeters and height to 5000 centimeters. Go to the Coordinates tab, set the RP to 90 degrees, PY to 2500 centimeters, and PZ to 15,000 centimeters. It is the actual distance from the camera to the trees in the background of the photo. To make the planes transparent, right-click on the plane in the Object Manager, select Render Text, and click on the RS or Redshift object. Select the RS object tag to the right of the plane in the Object Manager. Go to the Matte tab, check Override box, and check the Enabled box in General section. Then duplicate the RS object tag from the plane to the plane point 1 by pressing the Control button on your keyboard and clicking and dragging it in the Object Manager. After that, create a Redshift Environment object by opening the Redshift menu, selecting Objects, and clicking on the RS Environment. Go to the Volume Scattering tab of the RS Environment. Set the scattering to 0.005 and attenuation to 0.005. Create a Redshift volume material by opening the Material Manager, go into the Create menu, selecting Materials, and clicking on Volume. Double-click on the RS Volume Material Preview in the Material Manager to open the node editor, delete the RS Volume node, click on the Add Nodes Plus logo, search for Maxon Noise, drag and drop the Maxon Noise into the node editor, connect the OutColor output of the Maxon Noise to the volume input of the output node. Narrow the window of the node editor to the left so that the viewport is visible. Drag the window of the node editor down, apply the RS volume material to the RS environment, and drag the window of the node editor up. Select the Maxon Noise node in the node editor, go to the General section of the Maxon Noise, choose the noise type, we will choose the fire. Set the speed to 0.4, expand the input section, set the overall scale to 350, expand the output section, set the low clip to 0.55 and high clip to 0.7, and if necessary, adjust the color too in the General section. It determines the own color of the fog. Let's make it a little aqua. Close the node editor and Material Manager. Let's render the first frame of the scene. As you can see, in general, the further away, the more fog there is. It's okay. But there is more fog in front of the house than necessary, since the house rises above the horizon. To fix this, let's limit the amount of fog in front of the house by cutting it off with an invisible surface that follows the profile of the house and is located at a distance of 20 meters. This is the actual distance from the camera to the house. To do this, open the Redshift menu in the viewport and click on Start IPR to turn off the Redshift real-time rendering. Make the planes invisible in the viewport by double-clicking on the top visibility dots to the right of them in the Object Manager. Create an end side spline by clicking and holding on the rectangle icon and choosing End Side from the pop-up palette. Go to the Object tab, increase the sides to 10 or more, go to the Coordinates tab, set the PZ to 2000 centimeters, it is 20 meters. Drag it down in the viewport against the Y-axis to make it easier to work with. Make it editable by clicking on the Make Editable logo and switch to the Points mode. Now drag the points of the end side spline in the XY plane one by one onto the key points of the outer boundaries of the house. Delete unnecessary points. You can click on any point and adjust its position more precisely. After outlining the house, create an extrude generator by clicking and holding on the subdivision surface icon and choosing Extrude from the pop-up palette. Make the end side a child of the extrude. Select the extrude in the Object Manager. Go to the Object tab of the extrude. Zero out the offset. Duplicate the RS Object tab from the plane or plane point 1 to the extrude by pressing the Control button on your keyboard and clicking and dragging it in the Object Manager. And make the planes visible in the viewport by clicking on the top visibility dots to the right of them in the Object Manager. Open the Redshift menu in the viewport and click on Start IPR to activate the Redshift real-time rendering in the viewport. Let's render the first frame of the scene. Now the amount of fog in front of the house matches the distance from the camera to the house. Expand the timeline to 300 frames and render the scene. This is what we got after rendering. Thank you for your attention, subscribe to the channel and put your finger up.